Hello, you're listening to Ready, Set, Go Real Estate Investing Podcast, presented by Brent and Elliott. This show will be going over all aspects of real estate investing and is intended to educate, motivate, and prepare you to take action on your first or next real estate investment. For more information, please visit BrandonElliottInvestments.com. Thank you for listening and enjoy.
Welcome back, everyone, to Ready, Set, Go Real Estate Investing Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Brandon Elliott. We got a special guest in the house today, somebody that is right down the street from me. We should have been doing this, honestly, right next to each other right here. But yeah, we're doing it like this just to give people more of a show for social media and so forth. But Brent, what's up, man? How are you, bro?
I'm doing well, man. Just life is good and life is full. So it's good problems to have.
That's good. Yeah. So we ended up connecting originally at church and through mutual friends of ours, Casey, which he's already been on the podcast in the past, and Daniel Hack as well. And just basically from a new company that you guys all established together, really kingdom driven too, which I love. You guys started up JP Capital, and it has transformed really fast into something like unstoppable right now. You guys have 8 active projects going on. You've already done amazing work in the past. Just in October until now, it's been like a snowball effect, really in a positive, awesome direction. So first and foremost, man, congratulations and honor to you for doing what you're doing and just getting all the success thus far. But I want to know, why real estate? Why'd you start off with real estate?
Well, I appreciate that. And it's been a fun start since we came together in October. But why real estate? I've had 5 jobs, I think, since I graduated college in 2016. I'm all kind of in the construction world, dabbled in a little bit of commercial real estate when I moved out to Texas. And there was always something missing. I was like, I love construction, and that fired me up. My dad's in it. My grandpa is. My cousins are, and my mom's an interior designer. So it's in my blood. And I was like, I love construction and I love doing the work and being outside doing it. And I learned by working with my hands. So got some great knowledge with that, working alongside my dad and a few other companies back in my hometown, but hurt my body. And I was like, all right, I'm capped at an hourly wage here. Like I have more capabilities than working for an hourly wage. And I was like, all right, I'm going to beat up my body if I continue to do this for the rest of my life. So then I started doing some project management work, and I was like, all right, this is like way too much computer work and it's driving me crazy because I'm inside all day. So those 2 things factored into it. And then also time freedom. I was like, in wealth creation, like I want to live life on my terms and be able to create my own schedule. And if I want to go work out at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, that's what I want to do. If I want to go play golf, like that's things I want to be able to do. And so real estate allows me to have that. So kind of those things factored into why real estate, but the biggest driver is time freedom for me.
That's so good. I love it. Freedom for everybody, right? Like that's why a lot of people get started into this, but real estate is one of those main sectors, I guess you would say, that really can deliver that time freedom, that financial freedom and abundance in many ways. So that's awesome. I usually started off this way, but I really wanted to dive into why real estate for you just to get started. But for anybody out there that doesn't know more about your history and where you're from, what you're up to, you mind just giving that 30,000 foot view? I know you talked about a little bit, it's in your blood, which I love. I didn't know that personally. So that's really cool.
Yeah. I went to Oregon State, was blessed to play football there. Upon graduating, I got into construction, dabbled in a little commercial real estate, and was kind of just searching for what to do, and found real estate. Moved to San Diego back in April last year, and actually connected with Casey, my business partner, through Bigger Pockets. Was on there, and he had his profile, said he was flipping down here in San Diego, and I shot him a message and was like, hey, man, would love to, connect with you. I want to move down to San Diego. And it's a cool God story. I'll stay 30,000 feet. We ended up connecting. We hit it off, and I purchased my first property that I lived on. The property, I got a trailer from my cousin, parked it on the property, lived on it, and redeveloped that one. And so Casey was just a good friend. He connected me with all of his resources, all of his contractors. It was a huge blessing for me.
Same here. He's done the same to me. Yeah, it's been a huge blessing.
So yeah, we were friends, and then he had talked about leaving his company, and I know him and Daniel had dabbled into some deals with themselves, and so we just kind of back in October kind of got that vision and put it on paper, and now are actually executing and doing it. So that was back in October, and now we formed JP Capital, and we are moving full steam ahead.
Yeah. So that's how it all kind of transitioned and happened, which is awesome. And it is a tremendous God story, how you guys originally connected and just the transformation from that thus far, which is pretty powerful. And it all makes sense, bro. The whole football thing, I had no idea about that before, but you were like built like a huge football player. So it makes sense. How tall are you?
6'5".
6'5", yeah. So you're a big boy, bro. I love it. Cool. So the vision behind getting started and kind of like where it all transitioned to, because originally you were doing house hacking, and I'm sure you have some learning curves with that, but so feel free to dive into that if you want, but I do want to hear about the vision that kind of transitioned from you doing it solo to joining the team and the partners that you've created this with thus far. It's obviously been a huge transformation, like a lot more deals in place very quickly, and you guys are turning over some amazing products now. So pretty damn awesome to see.
Yeah. So that first deal, how I bought it, it was on a half an acre up North County in Vista. And I was going to convert the garage into 2 units, live in one, rent one out, and rent out the house to cover the payment. I would be cash flowing and way to own real estate in expensive San Diego. It all looked good on paper, and it all was. So that's how I started out. Got into the project and soon found out that the house is on a septic system. I knew it was on septic, but from where I'm from, we have nice sandy soil. And I was like, oh, I've installed septic tanks with my dad and my grandpa. Like, this would be no problem. I'll just add another one.
Sure.
Well, I found out that I had high groundwater, clay, and not enough space for as many units as I wanted to put on there. So the normal system was, 10, 15 grand. Well, the system that I would have to put in was 50 grand. And so it was called an advanced treatment septic system. So
there goes your cash flow. Yeah.
Yeah. So what started to be like $100,000 rehab was turning into like 200. And so the house, just lots of things with the house that I bought it sight unseen also.
Okay.
And so I got into it and ended up having ripped up the subfloor, and it was all rotten underneath there, and plumbing issues, a lot more than I was planning on doing. So I learned many lessons on that first deal. So I pivoted. I started doing everything, and then I just felt like I was being called somewhere else. I felt like God was calling me different direction. So luckily, with the market massive appreciation that we were seeing, I was able to sell that one and turn a profit. And for all the lessons I learned to make a profit, I felt like it was a win.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the market that we're in right now, and just California in general, right? Like even problems that arise, or like as a new person making mistakes along the way, like sight unseen. I've done it as well. And it's always been surprising. Like I'll have people check out the property for me, and then they'll totally forget to take pictures of like the backyard and let me know that it's coming with a garage in the back, which you think would be good, but now it's not in the budget to remodel it. So it's like, dang. But yeah, it's crazy how like California, for example, can still do well in the right market, which we've been in for such a long time, which is crazy. So a lot of learning curves on that one, but you still made out profit and then kept it moving. And you found these other 2 guys, worked out perfect. So what has been like the biggest hurdle thus far? Either you guys working together or when you're doing it by yourself?
Biggest hurdle for me, getting contractors paid on time is that I get so many messages of where's my money? Where's my money? So just a new company, just growing pains with that. At the beginning, it was like scrambling every way just to make things happen. And now it's like being disciplined and putting systems in place and following those systems, just so that when we grow and we expand this into the vision that we have for our company, is we have that solid foundation for when we're hiring project managers or bringing other people on. We have those foundations and those lanes for people to run in and follow. That way, we don't hire 5 PMs and everybody's just shooting from the hip and making things happen. So This just
I've done that. Trust me,
yeah.
it doesn't work out well. It doesn't work out well.
Funding the deals, trying to get investors in and trying to extend some deadlines and trying to, when you go from 0 to 8, it's fast. And so
especially the time frame that you guys have, it's impressive, but it's like you got to move quick. You're going from one type of structure and systems to now we got to multiply that and double up a whole new level of systems really quickly.
Yeah. And you could listen to so many podcasts or go to so many trainings or have mentors, but owning and operating your own company is going to come with its bumps in the roads. And you just kind of got to adapt and learn and grow from that. And there's nothing that somebody could teach you that you're going to experience when starting a new company. So,
and if you're anything like me, like I could have learned it so many times. I've heard it in a book or on a podcast dozens of times. And then once you actually implement it, like you make exceptions and then you quickly realize that I'll never make that exception again because it's black and white. Like I can't do this just like everybody told me not to. And it, bites you in the butt one way or the other.
Yeah.
But good learning curve. Any software you guys using or kind of procedures or anything to stay organized and stay adapting and growing as quick as you guys are?
Yeah. Monday.com is what we're using for all of our systems and our basically our hub for acquisitions, for construction, for investor relations. So we're working with Monday.com.
I haven't heard that yet. Nice.
Yeah, it's super user friendly. Love it. We're working with the developer to kind of customize it to our needs and more construction. But that's the one we're mainly using. A lot of Google Docs and stuff. Google Workspace is so great for all that stuff. So but that's the biggest one we're using.
I love it. Cool. So talk to me about everybody's roles within the company, because I see the vision now. I see what you guys are turning out. It's incredible. You guys are growing very quickly. I want to know about the leads, role positions and how you guys are turning out amazing products.
Yeah. So Daniel is in charge of all investor relations and all raising capital.
If anybody knows Daniel, it's like he's the most just energetic, happy, always just loving network guy. So
he has
not saying that the other two of you guys like Brent and Casey aren't exactly that like that, but he does have a God-given gift for that side.
Definitely. Yeah. That's his lane. And you ask Daniel for any connection, he goes, "Oh, I know this guy, anything you need." So you go to Daniel, he's like, "Oh, I got you. Here's a number."
And he'll openly, heartedly, he it makes him feel good to be able to connect you right away with these people.
It brings him a lot of joy. So So Daniel's investor relations, Casey's in charge of acquisitions, and then kind of overseeing all the development and building the foundations of our whole, we call it redevelopment instead of flipping. So our redevelopment team, he wears a lot of hats. He works with our hard money lenders, acquisitions, also dispositions is Casey's lane. So he wears a lot of hats and he's a vital part to what we're doing and to the growth we've had. And then I'm in charge of all construction.
Yeah. Okay. I love it. And rightfully so. I mean, this guy has a ridiculous amount of experience and time under his belt. He's done way too many deals at this point. So it's pretty incredible to see just the scaling aspect.
Yeah, for sure. Casey's a man with a lot of knowledge and loves the same thing. His heart gets so full from giving. And I call him a lot. And hey, what should I do here? What should I do here? So it's he's a champion.
Cool. So once these deals come in, how are you guys getting the leads?
So I would say about half of them we've got from off market through wholesalers, or there's been 2 condos we got through just building a relationship. We've actually bought a house in Fallbrook from an agent. It was a pretty complicated process with a tenant in place. And our biggest thing is we build hearts through homes and we just love people. And so we were able to hang tight with this seller and work with the renter and just made that. And the agent just loved how we operated and how we treated the whole process. And so they came to us with 2 off-market condos that were currently in escrow on both of those on the resale side. So it's just, real estate, like everybody says, it's relationships. Yeah. So half of them on market just through the MLS and then a few of them through wholesalers and then off market as well.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like, especially out here in San Diego, you can definitely spend money towards marketing and so forth and, the forefront into that direction. But the relationships is what we've always focused on. I'd rather pay a wholesaler or an agent for the pocket listing above and beyond if the numbers make sense, right? So that I don't need to put the time and energy into going down that business as itself, just getting lead generation. So that's pretty powerful. We've always got our deals the same exact way. So once the deals come in, then basically they toss it over to you and say like, Brent, make this thing beautiful again. And you just run with it.
Yeah. So once that's in, Casey and I will do kind of like we've been working with designers. We worked with a few of them.
Nice.
My mom's an interior designer, so she's on one of my projects. So it's fun. So we'll do high level design, meet Casey and whoever the designer is, get the vision of where we're going. And then from there, I just run with it and get our contractors in, get pricing, and it's mine until I'm done. And I pass it back off to Casey for the resale.
I love it. So interior design, obviously it's in your blood. It's in the family, right? Which I love. Your mom, is she local?
She's actually lives in Bakersfield.
Okay. But she doesn't come down here, I assume, right?
No, she's been once, saw the project, and then did it all remote.
Yeah, I love it. So basically you just take a ton of pictures and, sizes and everything, measurements, and send it over to her. She gives the ideas behind it, or whoever that you get on the team. Yep. And I love that.
We do measure them we'll get a draftsman out there to measure it and then send that file over. And my mom and a few of the other people have used SketchUp is one platform they use. And then I forget the name of the other one, but it's 3D modeling. So then they're able to put it on plans, and it just makes my job easier. So I can hand a contractor a binder and be like, here's everything. Instead of just going in there and guessing and saying, oh, well, should I move this here? Should I move that in there? No, it's like, especially the ones where we're tearing down walls and redoing the layout. This is very beneficial to have that.
I was going to say, that sounds exactly like me. Like as we're doing it, we're like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should. I don't know, and it can draw it out, make it a little bit longer and more frustrating on both sides. Instead of having kind of like paper in hand and digital copies, I'm sure that you can just be like, hey, this is the plan from beginning to end. Do it like this and we're good to go.
Yeah, I've done both, and being organized and having that binder and on paper so is much better. And that's where we're going. And I will pay extra to have that because it makes my job as a PM or running these so much easier.
Oh yeah, and that's exactly like most likely part of the testimony behind how you guys are to the point where you can do 8 projects plus at a time. Sure. Because without that, just winging it, going around, it's a lot more time intensive. It's a lot more just headaches involved and drawn out. So I love the idea of, interior or even exterior designer to really give the ideas, bring in something to life. Sometimes I can have a good eye for it. Other times I'm like, I have no idea what to do to this to make this really pop out, but I know something needs to be done, right? So I think that's great to hire on a professional to get a different set of eyes, to get creative, right? That's what they focus on each and every day.
Yeah. I want your projects to stand out, and flippers can get a bad rap and they all look the same, right? You see white shaker cabinets with black handles, it's like in a teal or a bright colored door, it's, somebody but just try to get creative and bring experts in to kind of, those little special pieces to make your house stand out and put out a good product.
That's good. I love it. Yeah. I mean, I've seen some of your guys' projects before and after, and it's just beautiful, man. I couldn't give you guys enough credit for it. It's something that certain little things here and there, I was like, I wouldn't have thought to get that spicy with the tile or something. And it came out great, or, a bunch of different things. So very cool. What does the future look like for you guys?
Yeah, we're just building us foundations for our redevelopment side. We want to grow and expand into different marketplaces. So we're going to build systems and kind of hone that in here in San Diego and then replicate it and just pick it up and go to different marketplaces. So that's on the horizon in the future. And then also we love the redevelopment, and it's active income, right, in real estate. So we want to really get that time freedom. We want some assets. So, and then also taxes. We're going to get just hammered, especially living in California, on taxes. So we're diligently looking for some assets to park some of the capital into, and then just have that passive income. So our vision is some apartment complexes. We're still kind of figuring that out. And us 3 partners bring different vision and stuff of where we want to go. So it's just sitting down and being intentional with those conversations and getting on having that vivid vision. And so then also when we hire people, they know the vision of our company and where we're going so they can buy in for that. So, but for sure, replicating this in redevelopment and then also buying some assets, probably apartment complexes is where we're going next. So
yeah, good. I love it, man. What markets are you thinking?
Oh, it's so hard not to. Real estate's fun and we all love everything, whether it's Airbnb, apartments, commercial, single family, doing ADUs here. It's hard to not build 10 bridges at once and then not complete the Brandon Turner analogy, like getting to the island, don't build 10 bridges and don't complete any of them. We are trying to, it's very easy to go off course. So we're trying to stay diligent of completing that one and then adding lanes to that bridge. So, but marketplace next, we like the West Coast. So we see probably Salt Lake City and then all up and down the West Coast. We have ties, Daniel's, Seattle.
Yeah.
Arizona is a great market. And then Casey's got some contacts out in Ohio as well. And it's just a lower price point. So we're still figuring that out, but I think Salt Lake might be the next one.
I love it, man. It's super exciting. What kind of advice would you give to somebody just getting started? Potentially they're doing it on their own or considering a partnership. Because just 6 months ago, a little bit longer, I'm not trying to discredit by any means. You guys have done tremendous things, but it's still new, right? And you guys are crushing it. But anybody that's listening right now, this should be the most inspiring type of story right here, because it comes down to doing it by yourself, finding the connections, and then building the systems and running with it. And it's been tremendous thus far, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. Like, trust me, if you knew these guys even closer, like I do, you can just tell the momentum is just the beginning, it's just building up. So it's really going to be inspiring to see what you guys create in the next few years. But yeah, everybody should be taking this to like the next degree. Any words of advice or inspiration that you would tell even like yourself like a year ago, right? Before actually diving into all this?
Yeah. As a new person, just start and find that thing that excites you. Find that thing where you can wake up at 6 a.m. and do it. And if you're working till 10 o'clock at night, find that thing, whether it's flipping or whether it's house hacking or Airbnbs, find that thing and just become an expert and then surround yourself with the people who are doing it. One of my favorite things about the real estate community is how people love just to share and network. There is so much information out online. I was having coffee this morning with young guys in college and interested in real estate. And I was like, you can learn so much off of the internet, podcasts like you, the content you're putting out. It's just the knowledge that people share is incredible for free. Yeah. And just getting around people. And then if you're young, just dabble in everything. Go intern with a wholesaler, go intern with the guy that's flipping, go intern with somebody that's operating Airbnbs and go serve them and work for them for free and just be get around. If I were to go back in college, I would house hack for sure. If I would have known that, my room's out to roommates, I would have just gone around people who are doing real estate and just work for free or see how they're doing. So that's what I'd say for a new person. If somebody that's already in it and has started, the way we're able to scale is because we have 3 of us, right? And it's sure. you could look at it and you could say, oh, Brent, why don't you go do this by yourself? Why are you giving away? Why are you splitting your profits in thirds? Or Casey, something. Why are you have all this knowledge. Why would you bring these 2 guys that are, newer to real estate? And it's just what you can do as 3, how much stronger and how much more. So if you do
much further you can go, right?
Sure. Yeah. One of my favorite quotes is, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. If you can take on 5 by yourself, imagine having, 3 and 3P partners or whatever, and how much more you can do. And then you can focus on the lanes and the things that you're good at. Because if I was doing construction, on 8 deals, there's no way I could be doing acquisitions and looking for new deals during that time. It's sure. I would have to wait for something would hinder, whether the construction would slow down.
Something would be neglected, and then something suffering as you're throwing on the new hat of the day to try to excel in that. Yeah,
for sure. So it definitely can be done by yourself, and you can scale and you hire the right people. But I just found 2 other guys with the same vision, kingdom minded. Yeah. And we were best friends outside of work and best friends at work. So it's why not go have fun in our life together doing what we love? So
Hell yeah. I love it, man. Well, Brent, it is always a pleasure connecting with you and getting to just build a relationship even stronger. I love what you guys have been able to build. I just honor you for taking action, like you mentioned to other listeners to do, because that's what it's really about, right? Like you got to take action. You just got to figure out what is inspiring you, what's getting you excited, what's waking you up early in the morning, and what you're willing to stay up late for at the end of the day to be able to have that bigger vision and take territory. And that's what it's all about. So real estate can and will be life-changing to everybody that takes action in it.
Yep.
Whether like you're brand new today or you're years into the game, it can really change your life and fairly quickly. For a prime example.
Sure.
How can people get a hold of you, bro?
I'm on Instagram. I think it's Brent.VanderVeen. It's the Instagram. It's where I'm probably most active. We also, our company, we post a lot of content out there. We're trying to put some good content out there. So
you are
is my biggest place. Yeah.
Okay. So JP Capital, you guys can check out on Instagram as well. But otherwise, connect with Brent, show him some love. And he's an open book as well. Just like, we were just talking about, people in this space have, tremendous hearts to be able to just give out all the knowledge. So what you need to take action on is listening and then implementing. That's all you got to do. So show up and then reap the rewards from it. But Brent, I appreciate you greatly, bro. You just gave a good amount of time of your day. Anything that myself or any of the listeners can do to give back to you?
Ooh, shoot! Anybody out there hunting off market deals? We got some cash ready to go buy. We're going to ramp up the acquisitions here. So any deals out there, anything, that would be great. But
okay, cool.
Other than that, we're good, man. I appreciate you having me on and allowing me to speak. And what you're doing here is awesome. Sharing all the wealth and the knowledge that you have is incredible, man. So props to you.
I appreciate it, bro. Thank you, bro. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you reach out. I know you got a bunch of notes like I do. So reach out to Brent and show him some love. If you want to connect with me, you can always do so on Instagram. It's Brandon Elliott Investments. Otherwise, Facebook, it is facebook.com/Brandon Elliott Investor. If you guys need any credit repair done for you services, you can check out creditrepairmobile.com. Otherwise, if you really want to be equipped with the knowledge that we have, if you really want to understand how the banks and lenders and credit bureaus are judging you, so you know how to play the game of credit, be able to fix credit faster than anyone in the industry, and be able to build up huge credit lines. I'm talking several six figures in the next few months, otherwise 7 figures in the next 12 months, and then be able to leverage it, put it to work, and purchase properties like we have with credit, complete all your remodels so you're not getting screwed over by contractors, and get enough points so that you can go on free vacations or start e-com stores and really just scale anything that you're passionate about. Then check out creditcounselelite.com. That's www.creditcounselelite.com. And as always, for the podcast, hit that subscribe button so you get the newest notification every single Monday. Leave that 5-star review. Greatly appreciate all the love and support as always. You guys are tremendous and always sending a lot of awesome reviews. So I love you guys all so much. Appreciate you. And we will see you on the next episode. Brent, once again, man, you are a blessing. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, man. Yep, see ya.
This has been another episode of Ready, Set, Go Real Estate Investing Podcast, brought to you by Brandon Elliott. For more information, please visit BrandonElliottInvestments.com. Also, please don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Thanks again for joining. Until next time, God bless.